Well, hello there, my darlings. Happy Tuesday to all of you, and welcome to a speed build on a Tuesday. What is going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. I just really wanted to get the speed build out, so that's what I've did. Welcome to Falmouth Cottage. This is based off of the Airbnb that I stayed in for my vlog trip to Falmouth. I stayed in this really cute little one-bedroom cottage, and I decided to build it in The Sims using some lovely custom content, which I am using today, and that I will have linked down below. If you gorgeous people want to go and download it into your games, then you can. You absolutely can. But this is heavily inspired and based off of the cottage that I stayed in Falmouth, and you can go and have a look at that cottage yourself over on my vlog, and also I've left a listing to the Airbnb down below in that description box on my vlog as well, so you can have a look at the pictures and kind of compare the two together. Now, I did go off on a whim with this place. Again, with Sims kind of scaling and stuff, it's quite hard sometimes to get everything right, and I struggled with this house a little bit, but I had to just miss out a few things, like the unlocked door that we couldn't get into, and I also elaborated very heavily on the back garden. I gave this little cottage a big back garden with chickens and places to grow veg and whatnot. That was not the case with this house. This little cottage had a tiny, sorry, I'm moving my mic, had a tiny little courtyard. And yeah, I just wanted a bigger place for this. I wanted a bigger garden for this lot. Now, I'm starting building in Henford-on-Bagley. We move somewhere, we go to Newcrest and start building there. Didn't like that either. And we end up in Brindleton Bay on the same lot as where Pam and Paul lives. And it just suited that little area. So the final resting place for this is Brindleton Bay, but at the Henford-on-Bagley, the lots are just not well lit at all. I've been finding them really awkward to kind of light up. They just don't look good. So I end up moving it over to Brindleton Bay for some better lighting and for it to be by the seaside as well, as is this cottage in real life. But yes, very nice. Those new lovely windows, by the way, are from Charlie Pancakes. I have been wanting some sash windows in that style forever in game, and we finally have them now. So Charlie Pancakes, those windows are absolutely amazing, and I am going to be making full use of them. They come in loads of lovely shapes and sizes, and some of them are even open as well with snap points to them, so you can put plants and stuff on them. Just everything that CC creators tend to think of rather than, you know, the actual Sims team, but that's just me. These little brick details weren't on the actual build, but again, I just wanted to Sims this up a bit. So I added in a lot more detail than what was originally on the house. I put some flowers and stuff. You probably saw that in the beginning. They weren't there in real life, but I've managed to get the layout and the interior kind of like, you can definitely tell it's from that place if you did watch the video. And it's just really cute. It's just a really cute, tiny little house. And it is actually a tiny home as well. So I think it's classed as a small home. I think it came to about 99 tiles. So bills are reduced, and you get other benefits as well. I just can't really remember what they are. But yes, ignore that little courtyard out there. That's how big the courtyard was in real life. It was tiny. But I decided to, yeah, give them a big back garden. Anyway, look at us. We are in the living room area. So we're in the living room area. I'm doing that little like kind of stone accent wall that was on, well, in the actual build itself. I'm going to be saying build through this, I know I am, but in the actual house itself, it had a lovely like exposed stone wall. It was so cute. It was absolutely lovely. So I decided on doing that. I did. Now ignore what I'm doing out here as well, because this kind of like changes too. The more I move this lot around, to Newcrest and then to Brindleton Bay, the more the kind of front area changed a little bit. But anyway, we're into the living room. So it had like a tiny little nook. Now the shape of the house is definitely not like it was. The shape of the house had angles that the Sims game cannot portray, points here and there. It was an odd shaped little cottage. But I kind of like played around with it and just made it look recognizable. If you guys have watched the vlog, you're probably recognizing what we're doing in here. This is the living room area, and you have no idea what I have found to be able to put up by the staircase. The staircase had a boat oar that was used as a banister, and it was lovely, and I managed to find one in custom content. I think it was from the creator Severinka. Again, I will have that linked down below. I can't quite remember, but I can't believe I found it. Cannot believe I found it. And I managed to squeeze things in here just so. Oh, here it is. Look, there's those little boat oars. So I actually tilt them to act as a banister going up. But there was only one of them in real life. But I just thought that kind of like paid homage to what we actually experienced together in that vlog. But yeah, I loved decorating this place. I really did. And I loved that when I kind of like could recognize it from being there in real life. It was cute. It was cute. And I kind of did it all off of memory as well. And I did go back and have a little look through my vlogs. But I don't know. I'm kind of happy with it. Into the kitchen. There was a bright pink, lovely kitchen. I decided on using Peacemaker's Urbane kitchen for this one. Ignore this as well. Ignore this little. I did a bay window here because I wanted this place to be usable, but I went back to it later and changed it just because it also ran over the tiles, so it was no longer a tiny home, and I was like, oh, I don't want that, so I get rid of that. So ignore those bostels. But yeah, this little kitchen just looked so cute. It was a bright pink, very mid-century kind of like 70s style kitchen. It was lovely. The tops were wooden. I did try and put some shelves on the tops of the counters, but it just didn't look right. So I just decided on going with a marble top instead of a wood top like it was in real life. But it's so cute. Everything is fully functional and everything is player tested as well. So everything should work in your game. It's just a cute little house for definitely the maximum of 2 Sims, I would say. You could develop it a bit further down the line, add a little extension, have a child on the go, but for realism purposes, for where I stayed, I didn't bother doing that at all. So this week on the channel, we are into the bedroom. The only bed I could find that was very similar to the 4-poster bed was this one from Harry from my Heritage collection, but the bedding was all wrong, so I put on a blue bedding on top of it. Now you will have to delete that because your Sims, you can still use it. Just make sure you click on the wooden aspect of the bed, and your Sim will be able to climb into bed, but it won't be able to go on that blue one. But because in where I stayed had a blue bedspread, I just couldn't separate the two because that bed, yeah, for God's sake, that was a very long description for just saying that I just can't use the same color bed. For goodness sake. But anyway, it's been a week. It's been a week. What was I saying anyway? Oh yeah, so this week on the channel, today speed build. Tomorrow and Thursday is going to be today's speed build, which is Tuesday. Yep. Tomorrow and Thursday is going to be Let's Build the Worlds. We are cracking on with the castle, and then on Friday is going to be another EA overhaul of a house that just needs a lot of help, you know. And I've found one. There are a few. I will be tackling Judith Ward's mansion in the future. I will be. But for this one, there is another house that is in much more dire need of our help. So that's what we're going to do on Friday. But yeah, bathroom. Here we go to the bathroom. The bathroom is lovely. I really liked the bathroom. All throughout this house as well, it had underfloor heating, which was just so nice. And it was constantly on. And because I went down at quite a rainy weekend, the cottage was just always so toasty and warm. I loved it. And you obviously saw the video of me in that bath in my vlog, because I keep getting people message me about it now saying, I can't believe you were in the bath. I was like, well, you know, you've got to show people real life sometimes, haven't you? Short video today as well. It was a tiny little build and it kind of came together really well. So it was no kind of big overhaul of a build that took me a long time to create. It just kind of came together quite nicely at the end. But it got to the end of the like furnishing and I was like, oh, I think it needs more. So that is when I decided on doing a big back garden, and using some stone walls and stuff. Sorry, I'm just moving in my chair. But yeah, very nice indeed. I hope you all had a lovely weekend, by the way. Mine was nice. Mine was nice and chilled. But it's just today, I'm just feeling a bit blah today. I don't know what it is. I just feel a bit bleh. I'm on one of those flat line moods. So I need to shuffle my energy around. I'm going to crack out a bit of yoga in a minute. Ready for the stream tonight. So if you do want to come to the stream tonight, by the way, 7 p.m. I don't know why I said it like that, but 7 p.m. GMT, we are continuing on with my legacy gameplay. So feel free to join us. But if not, as always, I'll see you another time. Now, we're in Newcrest at the minute, and this is how small I went with the garden in the beginning. I was like, oh, cute, using some of the live edit walls from Cottage Living. But this is where we finalized the plot. So we are in Brinton Bay now. It's so confusing, but we are in Brinton Bay now. And we end up going for a bigger back garden. You will see the size of it now. So that is the size at the back there. I just thought that was kind of perfect. And this is where I was like, I want to make this look a little bit more pretty. It just looks a little bit. So I end up putting a bit more detail in with some flowers and trees and stuff at the front, when in real life it wasn't, because it was kind of like a terraced cottage. It was kind of connected into other builds around it. Towards the back as well, it was connected into other builds. But I wanted to just sims it up, as I said, and this is where a bigger garden comes out, and it's a lovely garden as well. I put a pergola out here, chicken coop, places to grow your veg. Just really nice, and it still counts as a tiny home as well, because I didn't use any more tiles, and I like that. I love building a tiny home in The Sims. I really do. I definitely want to do some more this year. I want to do some more tiny homes, and that's going to be the best thing about it, because the houses that I'm kind of tending to stay in when I do go away on these vlogs tend to be on the verge of being a tiny home. The next house that I'm staying in is absolutely lovely. It's a lovely canal house that has been redeveloped by an architect, and it is so beautiful on the inside. I'm not going to spoil where I'm going next, but be on the looks out for that build coming in the future as well. Very nice indeed, yes it is. But yeah, I just really wanted to get this speed build out, so that's why it's coming out today. Excuse me, clearing my throat. So into the backyard area, I was going with this gravel in the beginning, but I was just like, oh, I don't really like that, and I ended up going for the terrain paint from Get Together in the end, and it looked a whole lot better. It did, in my eyes anyways. This one here, I was just like, oh, can I mix like the gravel and this up? But I was just like, do you know what, no, let's take a creative whim. And I ended up going for this all throughout, and I go through all the little cracks as well and just make it look a little bit more kind of run down and stuff. And it did towards the end. Very much did indeed. But yeah, very nice. Don't know what else to say, loves. Don't know what else to say. As I said, I'm on one of those flatline moods. So you can probably hear it in my voice a little bit. I just feel a bit bleh. But yeah, this terrain paint, I've mentioned it so many times. But for the people that don't know, you can kind of mix up the two and then go in between all of the cracks and just make it look a little bit more run down and a little bit more lived in. And I love that. Then you can put little bits of grass and stuff in there as well. I didn't do that for this build, but it's a good thing. Now, I would say place this build down in the summer, because all of the crops are all going to be fully grown, and they are summer crops. So just be on the looks out for that. I keep looking at my back garden within the last few days, and everything's sort of springing to life. My apple trees started to spring to life. So this weekend coming up, I'm going to be spending my time in the garden clearing out all of the weeds and getting in some of those wildflowers again, because I think you can plant them in March and keep sowing them all the way through to June. So I think I'm going to try that this year, because I only planted them quite later on last year. But this year, gonna change that up a bit. I am. So under the pergola here, I wanted like a little, just nice little dining area. I put a barbecue and stuff out here, so a nice little house for entertaining towards those warmer months. But the house being quite small, it's probably not going to be the best house to entertain your guests in, considering there's not many places. There's 2 seats inside to eat, because I had to push the kind of bench and table combo from Harry and Felix from House of Harlocks up against the wall, because that was what happened in the actual build. They had this kind of like picnic table, but it was kind of like pushed like underneath. You can't do that in The Sims, so I had to kind of get a bit creative with it, but I like it. I do like it. End up putting these flowers back here as well, just making them look like they're growing out of that little bush there. And I think I changed the colour of the pergola. I do. We go a little bit more pink there as well, loves. And I was trying to fit this on at the back here, but you can't really see it. I did put it on though, and it looks smashing. And that is all that matters, isn't it? But yeah, I am going to start rounding up this video now, so I can go and try and shuffle some of this energy around and make myself feel a bit better today. So all of you lovelies out there, if you're feeling a bit flat today, go and take a walk outside or something. It's sunny. Well, it is where I am. Go and take a walk outside or get your body moving. Just do something for you. You know, that's what you need to do. To just shuffle those energies around and start feeling a bit better, because that's what I'm going to give. That's what I'm going to that is what I'm going to go and do. And hopefully by the stream this evening, I'll feel a little bit better. But yes, anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, my loves. And I will see you all on Twitch tonight and in the YouTube video tomorrow. Goodbye.